In the frigid, windswept skies near Alaska, NORAD's vigilant radar systems detected 4 Russian military aircraft steadily approaching the edge of North American airspace. The vast, icy wilderness below set the stage for a tense encounter, where every blip on the radar could signal a new challenge. In response, U.S. F-16 fighter jets were rapidly scrambled from their bases, engines roaring to life as they launched into the cold Alaskan air. Their mission? Intercept, identify, and escort the incoming planes. A routine operation on paper, but one that carries immense stakes for national security and international relations. The Russian aircraft entered the Alaskan Air Defense Identification Zone, or ADIZ, a vast buffer zone where all foreign aircraft must declare their intentions. Importantly, they did not cross into U.S. or Canadian sovereign airspace, but their presence was a clear signal that the skies above Alaska are always under watchful eyes. This buffer zone is meticulously monitored around the clock for any sign of intrusion. NORAD officials were quick to reassure the public that there was no direct threat to North America, but every incident is taken seriously, analyzed for potential risks and implications. The interception followed standard procedure, a testament to NORAD's unwavering vigilance and the professionalism of its pilots. These missions, though routine, demand split-second decisions and flawless coordination. Each encounter in these skies is part of a larger geopolitical chess game, where every maneuver is scrutinized for its message and intent. The stakes are high, and the world is always watching. Russia conducts such flights to project power, test Western readiness, and remind the world of its military reach. These missions keep U.S. and Canadian defense forces on constant alert, sharpening their skills and readiness. For NORAD, this is business as usual. For over 60 years, the joint U.S.-Canadian command has stood as the shield of North America, intercepting and deterring potential threats in the skies above Alaska and beyond. In this recent incident, Russian bombers and their fighter escorts were closely shadowed by U.S. jets, maintaining a careful distance until the foreign planes turned back and exited the zone. It was a silent standoff, resolved without words but heavy with meaning. No escalation occurred, and both sides maintained professionalism throughout. Yet, the event serves as a stark reminder of the ongoing tension in these remote skies, and the extraordinary discipline required by all involved. In this isolated, strategic region, every move is calculated, every response measured. The Arctic's vast expanse is both a barrier and a battleground, where vigilance is the first and last line of defense. The skies over Alaska remain a stage for global power dynamics, where nations test each other's resolve and readiness in a silent, high-altitude ballet. And so, the dance continues, day after day, year after year, with vigilance, skill, and determination as the only constants in the ever-changing theater of the Alaskan sky. The Alaskan ADIZ, or Air Defense Identification Zone, is not technically U.S. airspace, but rather a vast stretch of international sky that extends outward from Alaska's coast, covering thousands of square miles over the Bering Sea and Arctic regions. In this zone, all aircraft, whether civilian or military, are required to identify themselves, file flight plans, and clearly state their intentions before entering. You can think of the ADIZ as a nation's front porch. It's not inside the house or sovereign airspace, but it's close enough to the door that any unexpected visitor gets noticed immediately. The ADIZ acts as a crucial early warning system, giving NORAD, the North American Aerospace Defense Command, valuable time to detect, assess, and react to unidentified or potentially hostile aircraft before they reach U.S. or Canadian airspace. If a foreign plane enters the ADIZ without proper notification or fails to respond to radio calls, fighter jets are quickly scrambled to intercept and visually confirm the aircraft's identity and intentions. Many countries around the world have established similar identification zones to bolster their own national security and monitor the skies near their borders. Russia, for example, regularly sends military aircraft into the Alaskan ADIZ, both to test NORAD's response times and to provide training for their own crews in long-range operations. These flights are technically legal as long as they remain outside sovereign airspace, but they are unmistakably acts of military posturing and strategic signaling. Each incursion forces the US and Canada to expend resources, keep pilots and aircraft on constant alert, and maintain a high level of vigilance at all times. The ADIZ is a critical layer in North America's multi-tiered defense system, ensuring that any potential threats are identified and addressed long before they reach the continent. In many ways, it's a stage for ongoing strategic competition, where nations demonstrate their capabilities and resolve without crossing into open conflict. During this high-stakes incident, Russia deployed two Tu-95 Bear bombers, legendary aircraft that first took to the skies during the Cold War, but have since been modernized with advanced avionics and weaponry for today's strategic missions. These bombers are a symbol of Russia's enduring long-range capabilities and are often used to project power far from home. The bombers were closely escorted by two Su-35 fighter jets, which are among Russia's most advanced and agile air superiority fighters, providing both protection and a show of force. In response, NORAD scrambled a coordinated force, 4 F-16s, ready to intercept and monitor the Russian formation as it approached the edge of North American airspace. Supporting them was an E-3 Sentry AWACS, a flying command center equipped with a powerful radar dome, providing real-time command and control over the vast region. KC-135 Stratotankers were also deployed, enabling the fighters to refuel mid-air and dramatically extend their operational range, a necessity in the remote Arctic. The AWACS crew maintained a comprehensive 360-degree view of the airspace, tracking every movement and directing the interceptors with precision. F-16s flew in close formation alongside the Russian planes, visually identifying them, monitoring their behavior, and ensuring there were no unexpected maneuvers. Thanks to the tankers, the American fighters could remain on station for hours, shadowing the Russian formation across the vast, icy expanse. This logistical backbone is absolutely essential for sustained operations in the immense and unforgiving Alaskan Air Defense Identification Zone, where distances are extreme and weather is unpredictable. Officials later described the encounter as safe and professional. Both sides adhered to established protocols, maintaining communication and avoiding any risky or provocative maneuvers. Throughout the operation, the F-16s ensured that the Russian aircraft never came close to breaching U.S. sovereign airspace, maintaining a vigilant watch. Once the Russian planes turned back toward home, the U.S. jets safely returned to their Alaskan base, mission accomplished. It was another routine yet significant chapter in the ongoing aerial standoff that plays out regularly in these northern skies. Professionalism, discipline, and constant training kept the situation stable, preventing escalation and ensuring safety for all involved. In this remote and challenging environment, the skies remain a proving ground for both sides, where vigilance and skill are always on display. These interceptions are far from rare. NORAD has responded to multiple Russian flights in the Alaskan ADIZ this year alone. Such patrols are routine, reflecting the Arctic's growing strategic importance. Russia uses these flights to gather intelligence and test NORAD's readiness. Each incursion reveals how quickly and with what force the US and Canada respond. This information shapes Russian military planning. Beyond intelligence, these flights send a message. Russia can project power near North America. In the context of global tensions, especially over Ukraine, these patrols are calculated reminders of Russia's reach. For NORAD, constant vigilance is essential. Every detection demands a response. Complacency isn't an option. Each mission is treated with utmost seriousness. The resource demands are high, but so is the need for readiness. This ongoing interaction underscores the persistent high-stakes nature of modern air defense. The Alaskan incident is part of a global pattern. Russian military activity is up from the Arctic to the Black Sea. While US jets intercept Russian planes in the Pacific, NATO faces similar provocations in Europe. Drones and warplanes have violated NATO airspace, including over Poland and Estonia, direct breaches, not just buffer zone flights. NATO condemns these as serious escalations, prompting tougher rhetoric and calls for stronger responses. Some leaders now suggest that shooting down intruding aircraft may be necessary. These moves and countermoves are linked. Russia applies pressure and gathers intelligence on multiple fronts. For NATO, a unified, comprehensive defense is essential. Events in one region are connected to the global security environment. The chessboard is worldwide and every move matters. In response to airspace violations, Poland and Estonia invoked Article 4 of the NATO treaty, calling for urgent consultations. Article 4 isn't a call to arms, but a demand for alliance-wide discussion when a member feels threatened. This move brought all 32 NATO nations together to address the Russian incursions. Options on the table range from diplomatic pressure to stronger air policing and revised engagement rules. The debate now includes whether to shoot down intruding aircraft, a sign of rising resolve. The goal: send Moscow a clear message that NATO airspace is off limits. Article 4 showcases NATO's core strength, solidarity and collective action. The likely outcome: a tougher, more coordinated air defense posture along Russia's border. The alliance is determined to protect its members while avoiding wider conflict. From Moscow's perspective, these flights are legal and routine, conducted in international airspace. Russian officials insist they never violate sovereign airspace and see NORAD interceptions as standard, not hostile. Allegations of European airspace violations are firmly denied, dismissed as Western disinformation. Russia blames NATO's expansion for regional instability, viewing its own actions as defensive. Regular patrols and exercises are seen as necessary for security and global signaling. These missions provide training, test equipment, and gather intelligence on NATO procedures. For Russia, these flights are a key part of its strategic posture. The security dilemma persists, fueling ongoing tension with the West. At the heart of these encounters are the pilots, highly trained, operating in harsh conditions. Strict rules of engagement and protocols guide every move, minimizing risk. Intercepting fighters approach from the side or rear, maintain safe distance, and attempt radio contact. The goal: be seen, show readiness, but avoid provocation. Safe and professional describes disciplined adherence to these unwritten rules. This professionalism is the safety valve preventing escalation, yet the risk of miscalculation or error is always present. Past incidents have shown that not all encounters are so controlled. NORAD's vigilance and pilot skill are crucial to managing these tense moments. Ultimately, human judgment keeps routine patrols from becoming crises. These aerial encounters signal a new era of strategic competition between Russia and the West. As the Ukraine conflict drags on, such incidents will remain common, keeping defense forces on alert. NATO's Article 4 consultations may lead to stronger air defenses and clearer engagement rules. The challenge: deter future incursions without provoking escalation. For North America, NORAD's mission is more vital than ever, investing in advanced radar and modern fighters. The Arctic's strategic value is rising, demanding sustained vigilance. These events are a barometer of global security where traditional military power still matters. Stability depends on clear communication, professionalism, and understanding intentions. The future is uncertain, but responsible management is essential to prevent conflict.